At least there were some, like, I don't know if it would have been better with less cautions or if it would have gotten boring, but at least there was cautions. Oof. I'm gonna use the bathroom one more time and get something to drink and be ready to go.
the drivers are here. This is GEC, there's no room for fear. Green flag drops and the engines roar. 40 cars and we all want more. Mash the gases, we're on the line. Full wide and we're feeling fine. Drifting close in a slipstream dance. Taking the cars in a high-speed trance. Tri-oval side by side in this GEC league, there's nowhere to White flag need a perfect lap. All gas, no brakes to close that gap. Checkered waves in the racing world. Another battle is over and done. Cheers to the blues, hope they like the show. Victory lane is all I
Welcome to Rockingham Speedway, here with the Collateral Damage Sports Network Truck Series on the GEC Racing League YouTube channel. We're here for the Andy DERR Foundation 150 for Kidney Cancer Research. And as always, I'm Shane Cochran up in the booth. With me as usual is Lee Kiernan. Lee, how you doing?
Yeah, great to be back. Great to be here at the Rockingham. As we were saying earlier, I love the Rock. So I'm looking forward to some exciting racing here tonight.
Yeah, this should be a good one. I think everybody in the GEC Racing League coming off Saturday night, we rocked our inaugural GEC 500 at Daytona. It was Wesley Lynch picking up the win there in a wild last lap finish, almost 4.5 hours of racing. Really hard on the drivers, and not everyone was able to survive the carnage. Lee, you were unfortunately one of those drivers not able to finish that race. What did you see out there?
Yeah, it was a great race. Everyone was racing really hard. Man, I don't know how you made it commentating by yourself, although you had your dad that whole entire race. But great job from you. Great job by all the drivers. Great to see Wesley come through. I think we all felt great. I know a lot of the guys mic'd up in the drivers meeting saying what a great time they had during the race. So it was a great event. The inaugural running of it, but yeah, really great time. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed racing with everybody, so yeah, it was a good night.
Yeah, congratulations again to that 33 car driver Wesley Lynch. He had a big hand in getting that race set up and everything as well, and he shared a lot of information about his great uncle Gene, who used to drive in NASCAR and inspired him to drive the number 33. So it was, I think, not too many people other than those drivers that got wrecked out in turn 4 were unhappy to see that 33 in victory lane. But tonight, we're at Rockingham for the Andy DERR Foundation 150. Take a look at our race rundown. We've got 120 laps, and then per usual, 5 extra sets of tires, 2 green-white checkers attempts if we need them. My pit race reporter, Walt Sahadak, let me know it's about 55 to 60 laps on fuel here tonight. So we'll keep an eye on that pit strategy. And as they're getting lined up here,
I don't know about you, but I love coming out of the final corner here and getting a good drive off there and over the start finish. Just get it squared up nicely there, and you can get a really good drive off there.
Now, Rockingham is a truly unique track, kind of the old school of NASCAR. It's smaller, it's high banked. Turns 1 and 2 are nothing like turns 3 and 4. How you get in them, I think in turns 1 and 2, at least in the Cup car, you almost want to touch the wall. You ride it all the way up and then diamond your way off the corner. The trucks give you a little more options. They have more grip and stability in turns 1 and 2, and then in turn 4 you actually have a lot of options. You can hug the bottom, you can get a run up high, and then try to get a run down that front stretch. So we'll go ahead and kick off our starting grid here tonight. We got Michael Boyd on the pole with Dakota Osborne outside, then Jamie Griffin and Ryan Jones in row 2. It's going to be Marcus Chafin and Jonah Seawright in row 3. With Blake Henderson and Kyle Simmons in row 4. Ryan Elsie and Ryan Moutre in row 5. Then Josh Ryder and Walt Sahadak, row 6. Wesley Lister and Klaus Brahm, row 7. Robert Weibel and John Anthony in row 8. Then it's Ken Gallman and Stephen Hayes in row 9. And then we're going to have Bryce Borer and Chris Jones starting out back. I don't know if Chris has actually started the race, but the green flag is out. We're racing. Michael Boyd on the point. Looks like Henderson got a little bit sideways there, but he's got it under control.
Yeah, my pick tonight is in third. That's Osborne. He had a great night last night in the ARCA series. And it's a nice clean start to these guys. The top group's kind of eked away a little bit, as I think Osborne just got into the wall there.
Yeah, he's having...
Commentator's curse, I guess.
I mean, he seemed like he was having some serious issues. He smacked the wall, and then it was like he didn't like the way the truck was handling and tried to get out of the way and ended up in the wall again. He's going to settle in around 9th, though.
It's so unusual to see Boer qualify so low. He's always qualifying on the front row, so I'm sure he must have gotten into trouble. Here he is coming through the pack now.
Yeah, already up 8 positions since the start of the race. On the move right away. Got to imagine he just had an issue in qualifying. Boer has been hard to beat all season long.
He's been so dominant that maybe he gave everybody else a chance.
Yeah, you see that season stats card for Bryce. He's first in the point standings with 5 wins, and there Lister and Borer have contact. That brings out our first caution.
How did Lister save that? Oh my gosh.
Oh, I think that's Hayes is going down pit road. He didn't hit anything until he backed into those water barrels. But we saw it live. That was Lister and Borer getting together. And it just looked like Borer was coming through the field faster than everybody else was ready for him. Got to the bottom maybe faster than Lister expected. Why don't we jump back and jump on board with the 57 that lap before. He's riding behind Moutre and Lister here. Ooh, and they're almost three wide, kind of nowhere to go for the 57. And the 73 gives him a lane and then tries to take it back just a little too late.
I think that one would be on Bryce.
We'll have to see what race control thinks about that. First caution out early.
See Bryce holding his lane now, so interesting what the call is.
I mean, from what I saw, it looked like the 73 saw Moutre coming on the bottom and tried to let him by quick so he could shoot back down and get a run, and he didn't do it fast enough to cover the run the 57 had.
Yeah, they actually just called it on the 73. So you're right, mate. So that's on, they called it on Lister.
So looking at the whole field, yeah, Bryce, the biggest mover so far, up into the top 10, 9 spots gained, but Josh Ryder also in the top 10 with 3 spots gained, as is Chafin, Henderson, and Elsie. The driver's making the most of it early.
Yeah, this will be an interesting start. This time we've got Boyd and we've got Jamie Griffin on the outside. with Jones and Chafin behind them.
And they are coming to green right now. You take a look, we got 3 drivers sharing their cameras with us tonight. Sahadak, Henderson, and Brahm. We'll be riding on board with them a little bit later. And the lights are out on the pace truck. Hayes is going to catch the field here before we go green. And there goes the pace truck. Michael Boyd still out front. He's got Jamie Griffin to his outside. He's going to get a healthy jump there on the inside. Borer a little too hard on the gas. He slaps the wall gently to straighten his truck out. And here comes, oh, Jones in the 43 gets sideways across the nose. I believe that was Marcus Chafin in the 51. No, who was that? It was a red car. Was that Osborne?
Might have been.
Another quick early yellow here at Rockingham. So let's find the 43.
It was the 25, I believe.
That's the Henderson.
Yep.
All right, and jump back a lap here right off the restart. See, that's Ryan Jones in the 43. And he's trying to get a run on Griffin. He leaves the door open and maybe tries to close it back, not realizing the 25 was there. It looks like everybody else is able to avoid it. We'll go back, and this time we're going to jump on board with Henderson. Yeah, either Jones just thought he still had room to get up, or maybe he was expecting Henderson to be closer to the wall, but there really wasn't that much more room for him to move over. So Henderson now on pit road getting those repairs made after that incident.
That was an unusual start from Bryce. Obviously, he spun him up on the start. Looked like he was turning right instead of turning left, but quickly caught it and got it under control without losing any spots.
Yeah, he's certainly a driver that is aggressive wherever he can be, and restarts are one of those great opportunities. If you want to try a lower gear, you might be able to get a better jump than the guy in front of you, but that's the downside. If you overdo it, you're going to kick that rear end out. Luckily, though, no heavy contact for a Borer that time around.
He's definitely not scared of trying things. He's always trying things. Quite often the truck is out of shape, but he definitely catches it, and it doesn't seem to phase him very much.
So pole sitter Michael Boyd still going to be out front. As we take a look at his season, running 4th in the standings for Dirty South Racing out of Clearwater, Florida.
Another very consistent driver.
Yeah, I mean,
he had a really good season at the end of last year, and he's followed that again.
Yeah, these stats just aren't really showing the strength that Boyd has shown out on the track. Very consistent, always at the front, just hasn't had the finishes he's been looking for. He's got 2nd place driver Jamie Griffin on his outside, running 2nd in points as well.
And we have Seawright up to 4th here now as well, coming to the line.
Green flag is out again. Yeah, talking about Seawright, we mentioned the last couple races, he's a driver that typically doesn't qualify well, and statistically he has more passes on track than any other driver. He also gains the most positions on average, 9 per race if I remember right. So to see him having a good qualifying effort and be battling in the top 3 this early in the race is awesome. We'll see if that translates to the results at the end for him.
Jonah looks really comfortable tonight. You can just tell by his lines here.
Boyd just barely scrapes the wall as he is battling side by side with Jamie Griffin to his inside. Seawright maybe thinking about putting them 3 wide. I don't know if I want to do that at Rockingham.
Oh, I think Gorman's into the wall and somebody else is into the wall. I think Hayes is into the wall.
That is going to be our 3rd caution of the night here on lap 14. Hayes has picked up a meatball flag, so heavy damage for the 82.
I think Hayes, Gorman, and maybe Ryder were involved in that one.
It's Henderson. Looks like it begins with Henderson and Gallman.
Yeah.
And this is in turn 1, and like I mentioned, the way you run this turn fast is either you hug the bottom or you diamond it and head up to the top. And if the driver that's beside you doesn't know exactly which one of those lines you're about to take, you might get into each other, and that's what that looked like to me. I think Henderson was expecting Gallman to shoot up and try to diamond it, and Gallman was expecting Henderson to be hugging the line down on the bottom, and that's what got this started from my point of view anyway.
And then Hayes got cleaned up as well on the just after the incident as well. Just as Gallman was going into the wall, Hayes got some contact, which tossed him hard into the wall.
Let's watch that again, real time. A little far away from the blimp, but looks like Brahm and Hayes, and then Gallman and Hayes as well. So a couple drivers with heavy damage here for our 3rd caution. I want to remind everyone again, we're watching the Andy DERR Foundation 150 for Kidney Cancer Research. If you are looking for a way to make a real difference in the fight against kidney cancer, the Andy DERR Foundation is dedicated to funding vital kidney research and supporting patient advocacy, education, and engagement, all inspired by Andy's own journey with the disease. Thanks to community support, the foundation partners with local hospitals and organizations to advance research, connect patients with information and resources, and empower individuals navigating their cancer care. You can help bring hope to patients and families impacted by kidney cancer. Visit andydurrfoundation.org to learn more, donate, or get involved. Pull up Jamie's stats here. Running 2nd in the points. He's got 2 podiums and 7 top 10s in the first 8 races. That's what's got him looking so good here in the points. There is a pretty big gap to the leader, Bryce Bohr, 61 points. And then Griffin and Osborne separated by just 1 point. And the top 10 all within about 40 points of each other. So there's still time for drivers to make their way in and out. The top 14 drivers are the ones that are going to make the playoffs after this race at Rockingham and next week at Texas.
Lights are off on the pace truck. Coming to the green here now. Jump by Boyd. Jamie fighting over that position with Seawright. Seawright's got the inside lane there. It looks like he'll take it away from Jamie.
Bohr now up to 6th. He's been bringing Moutre with him. Both of those drivers have been moving forward early in the race. Oh, somebody.
Sideways.
Oh, I think Lister just creamed into the barrels at the beginning of pit road. Somebody did.
Yeah, I think they just missed him, actually. They just gathered it up before they hit the barrels.
Woo! It got loose. Oh, he did just miss it. Holy cow. Great driving.
Well, let's take that high line there once again. Not too scared of trying things.
No. Got Ryder, LZ, and Borer here battling for 6th. And just in front of him, Chafin looking to the inside of Moutre or vice versa.
Yeah, I think Chafin just brushed the wall just there.
Looks like Henderson's getting side by side with Robert Weibel. '25 truck involved in 2 of our 3 early cautions. He's probably hoping to keep it clean from here. Henderson with a win on the season. But I believe he started 2 or 3 races late. Oh, and there's contact as Weibel bounces off the wall and gets into him, but they keep it straight. Well, yeah, Henderson has a win and a couple top 5s and 3 podiums even, but he is not below the playoff cut line from missing those early races. So he's going to need a solid finish here tonight and next week to make his way into it. As he is struggling now after scraping the wall. That's going to let the 53 back by. Or not.
Yeah, Henderson's really digging there now.
I see Klaus Braum in the 41 behind him. Why don't we jump on board with him? As he is one of our on-board drivers tonight. He's watching this show between Weibel and Henderson. Got Simmons sandwiched in between them as well.
And Walt sitting behind him.
Everybody's scraping the wall.
See Menchaker in the chat calling out "Let's go Skidmark Motorsports," and also Grizzly. Let's go Skidmark Motorsports. Kenneth Goldman. Kenneth Goldman and John Anthony here tonight for Skidmark Motorsports. And then I also see a fan of Jamie's saying "Let's go Jamie," and Walt, take it home. That's from Banished Wrath 96.
I think that is. I think that might be Mason. Trying to remember everybody's old school usernames. But yeah, taking a look at how our teams are stacking up against each other. Here is Braum and Sahadak are getting by Weibel. Dirty South actually having one of the better nights. JWR averaging 8th place, ALR averaging about 8th as well. So Skidmark going to need to pick it up. Their best driver right now is Anthony back in 14th.
Looks like the quickest guy out there at the moment is, I believe, Chafin.
Yeah, as Borer has just gotten by Griffin. That's for 4th. Moutre got by the 5 as well a couple laps ago. And now Chafin's trying to follow him through. The Jamie's car, or truck that is, starting to fall off on this run.
As we've seen all year with Boyd, he's very consistent with his lap times. He's getting that lead out now. I can see it increasing lap after lap. He's now around 4.2, 4.3 seconds out front of C-Right right now.
Yeah, just out for a Sunday cruise is the 21. But that battle between Griffin, Chafin, and LZ is still going on. And that is bringing Ryder and Henderson up to them.
LC's tucked right in there behind Chafin at the moment. Chafin doesn't make the right move, LZ will be right there.
Chafin now looking low, can't quite get there, and that brings LZ to his inside.
Boyd stretched it out now to around 5.3. Oh, Henderson now tucking under Chafin now.
Yeah, this 4-truck battle is heating up.
Yeah.
It sure looks like Chafin and Henderson are faster than Griffin, and LZ might be too, and they just can't find their way around, and that's really stacking them up together. Ooh, Chafin with a wiggle.
Henderson takes advantage of that.
I feel like last week we took a look. I was just going to say, last week we were watching Blake here, and he was waving at the camera, having a good time, but right there, he was locked in.
Yeah.
And there's a battle just
really
in front of these guys for second. I think that's Moutre and Boer trying to get
really
around C-Right, and they have.
Really interesting, the entrance on turn 1 as opposed to the entrance on turn 3. How different they have to brake. Oh, sorry, not brake, or at least enter. Oh, got some contact there from Henderson on Jamie. Not hard enough to turn him around, but it definitely moved him into the other lane.
Now Griffin trying to hold on to that position for about the last 10 laps as those 4 drivers were all over him. He's still defending it. Henderson going to make the pass, though.
Yeah, Jamie wasn't letting him up. Where they could use their speed, so he held him as long as he could.
So C-Right now has dropped back to 4th as Boer and Moutre have continued their march towards the front.
Interesting.
Jonah having a good season here, 8th in the point standings, pretty comfortably into the playoffs at this point, as long as he doesn't have a disastrous finish here tonight.
Of Ryder looking down the inside of Jamie now.
And Simmons and Sahadak are there as well.
Jamie's got Chafin snapping away at his back door as well right now. What a great shot of Walt. I love how that camera moves.
You can really feel the bumps in the track. Awesome battle here for, this is roughly about 9th place.
Yeah, Simmons coming on a little stronger now too. Simmons is usually pretty easy on his tires, so you usually start to see him take advantage towards the end of the run.
Walt going to shoot to the inside.
Chafin still has the quickest lap, which was 23.191.
Oh, they're 3 wide. I don't like it. Yeah, so we're really seeing some trucks drop off here as the tire wear picks up. Griffin continuing to drop as Simmons goes by. Walton Walt Sahadak and John Anthony right behind him, likely to do the same. I think Griffin's going to be looking for some tires here soon. No one has been to pit lane other than drivers that were involved in some of those cautions. Henderson is the furthest up of those drivers. Oh, and Walt gets sideways, and he saves it. Whew.
Yep, that was close for Anthony too there.
We got a couple battles here up front as Henderson is caught C-right. And then in front of them, Moutre and Boer have not been trading positions, but have been right on top of each other.
And Boyd's still pulling away. When I looked at it last time, the gap from Boer to Boyd was 7.9, and now he's stretched it out to 11 seconds, 10.8, 10.9. So he's still pulling away, Boyd. It's been so easy on his tires, I think. Just so consistent.
Couple battles here through the field. I think that this is the best one. It's Griffin being overtaken by Gallman and Brahm. Gallman going down low, Brahm up high. And again, they just can't quite seem to get around this 5 truck tonight.
It nearly looks like Jamie's on older tires than everyone else. I'm not sure if he's used them up or whether he didn't. Everyone else grab tires last stop, or what's going on? And talking about that, we can't be too far away from green flag pit stops.
Yeah, that fuel window supposedly about 55 laps. So in the next 10 here, and Brahm is just gonna say, "Hey, Jamie, if you're not gonna give it to me, I'm gonna have to take it."
Yeah, I'm coming through.
And Brahm, the first of a few, pays it back. We stay green though. How about that?
Yeah, well, that was interesting.
We're both holding our breath on that one.
Yeah. Great save by Brahm.
And now it looks like that 41 driving with fire in his eyes now.
Yeah, I think he wants to get back to Jamie. I would say. Great save, fellas. And Jamie has Goldman behind him here now. And again, you know, we were talking about that gap at the front, or I was. Boyd's actually lost some time to Moutre here now. It looks like Moutre is 8.2 seconds behind him now. So,
yeah, I think looking at their lap times here on that last lap, Moutre was about a 10th faster than Boyd. Moutre is the fastest driver on track.
Sorry, I take that back. He's 3.5 seconds. I'm not sure what I was thinking.
Let's see. On average, though, it's Moutre, Boer, and Simmons all faster than the leader right now. Over the last 5 laps, anyway. Sahadak and Anthony trying to work their way past LZ.
I heard somebody's diving for the pits. I think it was the 32. The rider.
I'm looking. Chafin was one of those drivers marching forward, but he kind of got stuck here around 5th or 6th place. And Simmons looks to be one of the trucks that has saved his tires the best.
Lister coming to the pits here this time.
Yeah, looks like we've got Brahm, Lister, and Ryder. on pit lane. They'll be the first. And this is the best battle on track right now, as Chafin gets by Seawright. The drivers are pretty well spread out at this point.
Seawright pitting now. Yep. Well, this will be an interesting one. We have Bohr coming in here now.
And Bryce is going to hit pit lane before Boyd. Simmons is going to come too. That leaves Moutre out in second place, 4 seconds behind Michael Boyd. And as we say that, the 21 is going to hit pit road, as is the 44 behind him. We'll see what Henderson does. He's going to stay out. And that's a new leader, Blake Henderson in the 25. Gallman has also stayed out. He's about 5 seconds behind that 25 truck out front. Oh, and it does look like Anthony picked up a black flag there on pit road. I assume it was speeding. As with any track, it's really hard to get down to pit road speed under green flag conditions without losing too much time to the guys around you.
So it looks like he's serving that black flag now. Would that be correct? So if that's the case, or is you have to come back in?
I think it depends. I think under green flag conditions, if you pick up a speeding, you can just serve the extra 40-second hold after your pit stop without having to come back a second time.
Okay. Yeah, so if you get caught speeding on the entry, you can serve it immediately. Whereas if you leave as you're leaving the pits, you will have to serve it the next lap, which costs you a lot of time.
And he has cleared it, so he's going to be back out on track, but has lost some time. Anthony now 3 laps down. But Henderson and Gallman have not come to pit road, so I think he'll get at least one of those laps back as this cycles out. Now, if you're wondering how are these guys making it so far, Henderson came down on lap 9 55 laps ago, and Gallman came down on lap 15 after being involved in one of those wrecks. So he can actually go another 6 to 10 laps, can Gallman.
It'll be interesting if a yellow flag comes out now.
Yeah, if you're Henderson or Gallman, you are praying for a caution flag here, because you would be able to pit and force everyone else to take a wave around just to get back on the lead lap. They are the only two on the lead lap right now, as Michael Boyd's going to try to change that. He's going to unlap himself here. So there are now 3 trucks on the lead lap. And I think Henderson might be coming this time or next lap.
He looked to be out of fuel to me. He was, but maybe not. Nope. Oh,
Gallman.
we have an incident there with the 71.
I think he was trying to get to pit road and didn't make it. We're going to back that up for just a second. Oh, and something's happened to Ryan Jones in the 43. Big damage. Whoa, Moutre. Oh, and Jones gets collected by Gallman trying to get to pit road. Doesn't make it. So disasters for the 71 and the 43. As Henderson is still out there. Now 58 laps into this run for him.
Really surprised there was no yellow flag for that.
Moutre and the 44 are going to go around and put himself back on the lead lap. When this all cycles out, Bryce Borer is going to be about 3 seconds off of Michael Boyd, who should be the leader when Henderson hits pit road.
Looks like he's coming around.
And there it is, Michael Boyd, your leader in the 21.
3.2 to Burr, followed by Moutre, another 2 behind him.
And Griffin cycled out in 5th place. That's pretty good for where he came in, which I think was back around 10th place. He was one of the earliest trucks to pit. It seems like that gained him some track position back.
Must be just the speed on his tires that he was on new tires that he was able to pull that.
Yeah, he only went 53 laps on that first stint, while just about everybody else at the front tried to run it to 60.
Man, that's an incredible graphic.
You like that one? That one's built in. That's a default graphic, but it doesn't always have a great story hiding in there. But it certainly does for Griffin right there. You can see him coming earlier than everybody else.
Yeah, and as we say that, looks like Simmons is putting a move on Griffin here right now. They're trying to put a move.
He's giving him plenty of room.
And it feels like Chafin's been trying to get past Jamie all night.
The 74 driver, Kyle Simmons, driving for Outlaw Performance out of Kalamazoo. He's 12th in the standings right now. So he needs a solid day to cement his place in that top 14. Just 2 races to go in the regular season. He tagged the wall and gave up some speed there, so now Chafin's going to try his hand at passing Jamie Griffin.
I'm just looking at the gap that Boyd has. Boyd has a 3.2 second gap over Bohr, followed by Moutre 2 seconds behind Bohr. So it's kind of staying consistent there from when Henderson pitted. Chafin finally gets Jamie, maybe.
He sure is trying. I think Griffin has shown us that even if your tires are a little bit older or if you're worn them out, the high line is really hard to get a pass done on. He just kind of stays there, and every time someone tries to drive underneath of him, they have to lift too much around the center of the corner to make it work. Again, want to thank you for tuning in on the GEC Racing League YouTube channel. Let us know who you're pulling for, who you think's going to win this thing if those two are different.
And Burrow is chiming in on the chat. He says Walt racing so hard he's registering on the Richter scale. Spencer Teal, the Rock, is making for some good racing. See Spencer chime in. And Wesley just commented on a save, but oh my gosh, the 79 has just gone around, gone into the wall.
That's Dakota Osborne. So we're going to jump back a lap and watch. Looks like he's battling with Bohr and Lister. And I think, oh, both the 73 and the 79 get together. And they were both already a few laps down. Not really sure about that one. Let's watch it again. Yeah, Lister not going up to the wall there on the straight, and Osborne thinking he has. And that'll be our 4th caution of the night. A whole bunch of drivers are going to hit pit road here.
Yeah.
And while they're doing that, we're going to take a quick break here and check on a technical issue, and then be right back for the green flag. And welcome back to Rockingham for the Andy DERR Foundation 150 Kidney Cancer Research. For Kidney Cancer Research. We just had our 4th caution of the night. And Lee, I think you said Race Control made a call on that one.
Yeah, they called it on Osborne on that one. I'm sure it was one of those situations where he thought he was clear, or thought he was clear and he wasn't clear, or he thought he was further up to the wall and he wasn't that far up to the wall. It can be kind of tough when they're just over your back shoulder.
Yeah, Osborne already 8 laps down. A bit of a rough Rockingham race for him, but it's going to be Henderson out front as he stayed out.
Well, and we have one around. It was the 42, I believe. Yep, Anthony.
Still no caution, though, so we're staying green. Henderson out front. He's got to hold off Boyd and Borer, who gets sideways.
Oh.
Drifts back into the 44. His teammate was there to catch him. Oh, and then his teammate turns him a little bit. Here comes Griffin. They slam Borer hard into the wall. Still no caution.
Borer's not getting any love out there right now.
Wow.
So,
Let's go back. 2 laps ago, you can see Anthony goes around on the start. And then right away, this is 2 laps ago. Oh, and Weivel's turned into the wall, and we missed that the first time through.
I didn't see that either.
Borer gets loose on the apron, drifts back into Moutre. And then Bryce kind of chops his nose on entry and gets the worst of it before Griffin joins in, squeezing by.
And he held on to it the whole entire time. So great job.
Meanwhile, Boyd has retaken the lead away from Moutre. Or, sorry, Henderson, that was.
Henderson, yeah, followed by C-Right. It's got a nice little lead, 1.2 seconds. He's eked that out pretty quickly.
Let's go back and watch that pass since we were trying to catch one of those wrecks. It happened right after Borer initially got loose. I think that's just The little bit older tires there for Henderson. He's not going to get off the corner with the same speed as the 21, and that's how he took the lead. But look at this mess here in the top 5. Henderson trying to hold off Seawright. Then it's Moutre trying to hold off the 51 of Chafin on the outside. That's Anthony. He's a lapper after going around there on that restart. There goes Elzy to the bottom. He's going to get around the 51. And now Moutre trying to get around Seawright, who's stuck behind Henderson. Seawright going to slam the wall right where that safer barrier juts out in turn 4.
Moutre looks like he's motoring pretty well here. The Boyd has taken the fastest lap now with a 23.143.
Oh, a little bit of contact there.
Yeah.
As Chafin drops way back. Looking at Ryan's stats here for ALR on the season. Another driver with a win, but not assuredly in the playoffs from a late start. And he doors Elzy there. These two are not fond of each other right now, Lee.
Yeah, there's a couple of people chatting up, miking up saying that you're squeezing me or you're running me too tight or whatever. So yeah, it's getting a little sassy out there right now.
These two aren't finished.
I'm not sure whether it was these two. I couldn't think the voices, to tell you the truth.
Griffin been holding steady in 6th place after he dropped on that first run. And he's right here behind this battle with Elzy, Moutre, and Chafin. Jump on board to get a better view of this battle going on for 4th place.
And Chafin dived it down to the bottom lane. Wow. This looks like a little entertaining group here right now. I think we're all holding our breath a little bit.
Seawright's going to come to pit road. That is not expected based on his fuel mileage anyway.
I wonder if he got any damage when he clipped the wall there earlier.
Oh, Andy picked up a black flag just now.
Now probably have Boyd, just so you know, Boyd's pulling away from Henderson. 4.6 second lead over Henderson.
Yeah, I mean, it's both impressive, the gaps that Michael Boyd's been able to put on the field. Also impressive that Henderson's been holding on to second with those slightly older tires.
Yeah, Elzy's running him down. This group's running Henderson down now. And now with Moutre up the inside of Elzy.
There goes another driver to pit road. It's Ryder this time. I think there are some drivers just saying, hey, I'm going to be aggressive. The fuel window is open. Ooh, contact as Elzy smacks the wall. But yeah, there's just 50 laps to go, so if you stop now, you don't have to stop again.
Yeah, so that's what Seawright was going for, but obviously he sped on the in the pit lane.
And chafing into the wall that time.
The wall, yeah.
As we're on board with Klaus, keeping the intensity up.
Jamie back around chafing again.
Yeah, I've got to say, Rockingham is putting on a great show here for the Andy Durr Foundation 150 for kidney cancer research. A lot of side-by-side, a lot of like 3 and 4 car battles instead of just 2 tonight. Weibel, the next driver to hit pit road. I don't know, Lee. I don't quite understand the strategy of coming this early. Most of these drivers only have, you know, about 20 laps on this run. I could see maybe trying to split it down the middle to get the most out of your fresh tires, but coming this early and putting yourself a lap down by doing it, I don't know. I hope they prove me wrong, but I don't see that one playing out well for these early pit.
The one that was going to be interesting was Seawright. Oh, and I think... Oh, who was that went
Moutre?
around? It was... yeah, I think it was Moutre. He didn't go all the way around. He saved it. It was a great save. I think Klaus might have somebody clipped him.
Oh, Simmons.
Simmons, yeah. Kind of a bit of both. Moutre came down to try and protect that lane, and Simmons was kind of, right there. But I think...
Oh, we've got another caution.
Yeah. And that was chafing into Jamie.
Here it is, 51 on the inside. Oh, you could see him. The 51 truck snapped loose into a drift right on entry.
Yeah. And the 51 truck put his hand up immediately to claim that one. Apologize.
Come on, boy. I think Klaus has the best look at this one. Oh, he's a little farther back. Let's see if we have a better view here. All right, as they're coming out of... Here we go. Yeah, just look at that 51 truck. Drifts right up the track as the rear end comes around sideways, and that takes him right up into the 5. And so now the leaders are coming to pit road. Looks like everyone on the lead lap is going to be coming down.
Yep.
And so, like I said, I'm not sure. Let's see. Who stayed out? Lister stayed out. Borer. No, Borer came into pit. So Lister is the only driver that stayed out in order to get the wave around, I think. Or he was the lucky dog, one or the other. And so those drivers that came down pit road not too long ago, I think they ended up just losing a lap or two.
Yeah.
Like Ryder and Seawright. Seawright's 5 laps down, Lee.
Wow.
What happened to him?
Well, don't know. Henderson, I'm sure, was glad to see that come up, because now he'll be on a new set of boots. And I think he was struggling a little bit out there.
Yeah, so looking at this lap chart, he definitely had, he came to pit road and then came back, or had a long stop. Some repairs made. He was in for almost 2 minutes. So I think you're right. He did pick up some damage there, and that's why he was on pit road.
that particular safer barrier there kind of juts out where he hit it, and sometimes those ones that jut out can really cause some damage. So I think that's what's happened there.
And taking a look at Walt Sahadak for Steitley Motorsports. He's going to be alongside his teammate Jamie Griffin here on this restart. 7th in the standings with a win in the Daytona opener. And now he's in 4th place. We're going to jump on board with Walt for this restart.
We'll be sitting right behind Henderson.
Oh, not a great start for Walt. But Michael Boyd gets a good jump there, so they're going to be single file in the top 3 into turn 1.
Good stuff by Jamie as well.
Yeah, he has done a great job recovering from whatever was going on in that first long run where he lost the speed.
Moutre was way out of shape just then.
Oh, there goes Simmons around.
Simmons, yeah.
No caution.
Didn't get much damage.
So Brahm gets around Sahadak to lock down 4th for now. And Moutre and LZ trying to move into the picture. Michael Boyd with a 1-second lead at the front of the field over Blake Henderson.
We say it every week that Klaus quite often comes through the field, and here he is again. Money end of the race, and Klaus has moved up to 4th position.
Yeah, 1 podium, 3 top 10s this season. 10th in the standings. And if he can finish here in the top 4 at Rockingham, I think he'll be a lock for the playoffs. Have some fun next week at Texas.
See what Walt coming on strong here now too. Walt was one of the drivers that took part in the Daytona 500 event that we had last Saturday. It was great racing with him.
So taking a quick look up front. Still Michael Boyd, now almost a second ahead of Henderson.
Boyd has also dropped the quickest lap time down to nearly a 23 flat at 23.013. Series raced at Knoxville last night, so that was an interesting race. They took the ARCA cars to the dirt track at Knoxville. It's definitely an interesting event.
Yeah, who won that one?
I think it was Osborne. I think Osborne won it from, I want to say, Haynes and Lynch. But I couldn't believe how well the ARCA cars did on the Knoxville clay. They were exceptionally quick, and it was really good to watch. Actually.
So taking a look at our race recap, we're at lap 120 of 150. Is 30 to go. Michael Boyd has led. Let's get the number. Almost every lap. 106. We've had 5 cautions and just 2 lead changes. kind of a weird race. We had those 3 cautions really early, then some long green flag, and then we've had a couple cautions since. But we've also had a lot of trucks going around and picking up damage that doesn't bring out cautions. Looks like Henderson might have tagged the wall a lap or 2 ago. No worse for wear. Still riding in second. Jamie Griffin in third with a lot of space both in front and behind him. It's going to be Ryan Moutre in fourth, followed by Klaus Brahm, Walt Zahadak, LZ. That's Ryan LZ, and then Bryce Borer now in eighth.
So I am just looking at the results last night. So that was Dakota. I was the one that won, followed by, of course, Justin Harris. Great racing by those guys, and followed then by Wesley Lynch. So Wesley not only won the 500, but finished third in the after race last night.
Having a good week.
He is.
Skipping ahead a little bit to next week, we're going to be at Legacy, Texas for 125 laps under the lights. And then on Thursday, Cup Series is going to be headed to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. That should be a wild race. Always a good time. Pit strategy always plays in. Huge speeds. I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah, I am too, actually. I like that place. I just see Spencer Teal chiming in on the chat saying that they need to extend turn 2 wall out about 2 feet. So maybe he's referring to where C. Wright clipped it.
Oh, we got a couple drivers scraping there. Sahadak.
Yeah.
So it looks like Henderson maybe starting to cut into that lead a little bit. Checking the last couple laps. Oh, we got it on the, let's check it this way. Yeah, they're just kind of trading it back and forth on who's fastest. They're on lap 127. They're pretty much matched down to 4 thousandths of a second. But it looks like Henderson is coming. These two were not in the same camera shot a few laps ago, and now they are. So Boyd going to get around Seawright. That's going to put him 6 laps down. And again, didn't see exactly what gave him so much damage, but I think it was 2 minutes of damage that he had to take care of. Oh, and then Henderson and Seawright make contact. That sends a 15 around. And that's going to be our next caution here with just 21 laps to go.
I missed what happened there.
So we were kind of just out of frame, but Henderson caught Seawright. And as we mentioned, Seawright 6 laps down, and I don't know. We might have to. You might have to listen to the radio chatter on that. We know Seawright got heavy damage, and that ruined his race. I wonder if he was blaming Henderson for any of that and decided to make it really hard for him to pass there.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything yet.
But I think that's going to be the end of the night for the 15 as he picked up a meatball flag. Heavy damage into the outside wall. Now we've got everyone except 2 drivers. Hold on, let's see. Maybe 1 driver on the lead lap. That's Gallman. Either he was a lucky dog or he got a wave around. So that's going to put 11 cars on the lead lap. Josh Ryder will be the lone truck 1 lap down, although I think he might get the wave around here. as the leaders come out of the pits.
It's going to be interesting to hear what race control says on this one. Because Henderson was definitely pushing Boyd. And Henderson's actually...
Did Henderson come off pit road ahead of the 21? And he did.
And they just called it on the Henderson.
Oh,
that incident. Yeah.
He comes out with the lead and then immediately going to get hit with that end of line penalty.
Yep.
So it does look like the 53 is going to get one of his laps back.
Yeah, it's a really tough call because, you know, you would hope that the lapper would stay high, but he's still entitled to his racing line, so you can't really move him. You got to be careful if you move him.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know if there was some history there or not, or just the speed with which Henderson caught him was surprising to me, and probably was to both of those drivers too. So we see the 25 drop to the back.
So that now elevates Walt to the front row with Boyd.
And as we mentioned, he is on the outside looking in from a playoff standpoint, so needed to have a solid race here tonight. So look for him to be aggressive to get some spots back. But it's going to be Boyd and Sahadak on the front row. Oh, and Griffin goes around right away and collects number of other trucks. Big wreck. I see Elsie and Gallman both involved.
Yeah, the 27 of Simmons was involved as well.
Let's take another look.
74 of Simmons.
What happened to Jamie here? Oh, he's just... I don't know if they were 3 wide or kind of similar to one of the earlier wrecks where the driver in the middle lane expects the guy on the bottom to go all the way to the line, and I think Borer was to his inside. See if we can get a better view from the chopper of exactly what happens here. So Jamie's on the outside. Oh, it's Borer goes up to the middle lane. Maybe thinking he can squeeze into that outside of the 44 ahead of him, and instead surprises Griffin.
Yeah, that hurt a lot of trucks just then.
Who's that? They're just behind them. Let's go back and watch from... I think it's Lister that gets the best view of this. And yeah, I mean, Bryce is way up the track compared to everyone else on the inside lane. And how about this 73 tonight, Lee? I mean, at one point, I feel like he was at least 2 laps down, and we saw him get into a big accident. Here he is running in the top 10. He's 6th right now.
And they did just call that. Sorry, they did just call that on the 57 truck. So that'll push Bohr to the back of the field.
Wow, so big penalties there, but guess who guess who made his way up to 6th place through all of that? That was Henderson, who's just started in the back.
Wow.
How in the world did he gain so many positions? I kind of want to go back and ride along with him. So here's the wreck happening. He makes it down to the apron and just misses all of it. Great move by Blake there. So he's going to be in the 3rd row on the outside for the next restart. We do have 1 to green. The drivers are coming down the backstretch. So now just 14 laps to go when we take that green flag. We do have 2 green-white checkers in the rule book, if they happen to need them. Only 9 cars on the lead lap. Josh Ryder, the first car a lap down, is actually 2 laps down. And it looks like Jamie Griffin is out of the race. So it's going to be a big points hit there for our second place driver in the standings, but it's Michael Boyd out front, taking that green flag one more time. Henderson already looking down under Brom, trying to get Sahadak in the same corner. They're side by side, but I think he's going to take that away from Walt as they come down the front stretch, and he does. He's clear. Boyd already with a half-second lead over Moutre, then another half-second back to Henderson.
Yeah, great effort by Henderson to get up to where he is now. Now can he run Boyd down?
Walt snacks the wall and then squeezes the 73, gets moved up the track, and loses 3 more positions to Brom and Simmons, almost to Ryder. I think Ryder is a couple laps down.
Did we see Simmons in the wall twice tonight?
I think so. And
he's still up there. So.
And Henderson just turns the fastest lap of the night, a 22.99, as he starts to close in on the 44. Let's go on board with Blake. What an up and down last couple of laps here.
Yeah, I see Henderson right on the back of Moutre now. 2 off Moutre now. That concentration from Henderson. Boyd has a second over Moutre at the moment.
I mean, Michael Boyd has been unstoppable all day long.
He has been.
As we continue to watch this battle for second. And also look at our lap leaders on the day. Only 2 drivers have even led a lap. And there's our 8th caution now.
Oh, and it's Bohr and John Anthony.
Wow. Anthony is not on the lead lap. I'll see Sahadak maybe with contact that lap as well. And go back and see what happened to the 42 and the 57. Here on lap 142. Ooh. Anthony just kind of comes right up into him. Let's go take that back to the front stretch and see how this played out. Yeah, I don't... The first time it looked like the 42 came up into him, but I'm not sure where Bryce is expecting the 42 to go. Right here. I mean, there's 2.5 lanes.
Really, really tight.
So yeah, I don't know that. I'm glad I'm not race control tonight. That might have felt like a racing incident if these 2 were, you know, battling for position. Oh, and then the 57 backs into him. I don't know if race control takes that into consideration or not, but
yep. Well, that's definitely made Henderson's life a little easier at the front.
Yeah, he's going to get one more shot at trying to get the lead. It didn't look like, from the expression on his face, that he felt that he was going to be in a situation to get by both Moutre and Boyd there.
Yeah. Nice.
And Sahadak came down pit road. He might have had some damage. We saw him slap the wall a couple times.
And Boyd chose the low line. And race control just came up and said that they're calling it a racing incident. Yeah,
that's one where I'm sure both drivers are going to be upset. If you're Bryce, you know, you're running out of time, you're on the lead lap, trying to overcome a penalty from just before that, and you see a lap car, you know, racing you side by side, multiple corners in a row, you're not going to like it. But if you're Anthony, you're just out there, hey man, it doesn't matter what lap I'm on, I'm here to race.
Yep.
And he gets squeezed by Bryce on the exit of turn 2. There's not much you can do as that bottom truck. It's just going to go where it's going to go as you come off the corner.
And these trucks are a lot more aero sensitive now, so you're squeezing a truck. It's not particularly great.
But yeah, would love to. I think this is a perfect time to remind everyone we do have the Big Daddy Cochran post-race after party in the Discord. So if you're a member of the community or a driver in the race, we'd love to see you for a beverage afterwards, especially those two who might need to talk it out a little bit. Either way, the green flag is out with 5 laps to go here at Rockingham, and Henderson is already around Moutre as he gets a great jump on the inside lane. Walt already gaining a few positions after he pitted there.
Yeah, everything else seems to be pretty clean. It's on here at the front now for the next 4 laps.
Everyone in the top 5 on the exact same tire and fuel strategy. They all pitted 16 laps ago, so there's no real advantage to any of those drivers. Sahadak just pitted. He's got a 13-lap advantage on everyone, but a lot of those laps were cautions, so I don't think it's going to make much difference. Michael Boyd trying to hold off Blake Henderson. Boyd is 4th in points coming into this, but no wins. But he had 6 top 10s. He needs this win to make a statement this season. All these new ALR drivers have been winning most of the races. I know Boyd has been a contender season after season here in the Collateral Damage Sports Network Truck Series. Just a lap and a half remain as Brahm gets into it with Lister. Still green though. White flag is out and Henderson is in position. What can he do about it? Oh, he puts it too hot out of turn 2 into the outside wall and then down into the inside wall. That's going to put Moutre in second, but he's almost second behind Michael Boyd, who's going to come out of turn 4 and get his first win of season 8 here at Rockingham.
Great pace, Boyd. Great effort, Boyd.
So it's Moutre coming in second. Lister getting third. You might have to ask him about what happened there between him and Brahm on the last lap. Brahm coming home 6th.
You know, Moutre and Lister had eventful nights. The only one that didn't seem to have an eventful night tonight was Boyd. He kept his nose clean all night. One of the very few trucks that did.
He is celebrating there.
Well, Henderson went for it. He definitely sent it.
He did. He didn't leave anything up to doubt. I wonder if he's going to regret that, though, as he dropped 7 positions or 6 positions, and he needed those points to continue to move up and make that 14-driver cutoff. As Boyd celebrates with his teammate in the 53 Weibel. The Dirty South Racing Crew. Ryan Jones was having a heck of a drive before he got caught up in some accidents earlier tonight. Came home 19th, but I think he might have been in the show at the end if he'd still been out there. Wow, what a finish to this race. Such a weird, like I said, we had those early bunch of cautions, then some big green flag runs, and then wrapped it up with a few more cautions that set us up for a pretty dynamic finish.
Yeah, it was interesting. We everyone was really polite at the beginning, even though they got into each other, and then it kind of everyone started racing really hard, and we had some good green flag racing, and then tempers flared there a little towards the end, so it was definitely interesting.
Yeah, so we're going to go back to that last green flag and watch some footage while we interview our drivers. It looks like Lister is in the waiting room ready for us. Driver of the 73 truck was a lap down early on, battles back there to finish on the podium. You got a copy, brother?
Yeah, I got you loud and clear.
How about
Lister,
that one? Go
last
ahead,
time
Lee.
I saw you, man, I saw you heading towards the barrels on pit road, and then they turn around and you're in second or third position. Great effort tonight.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a rough race, especially had a little bit of a rough start there. Got a little bit too loose running there with Kyle, and I threw the truck too low, and tried to avoid wrecking as much as I could today.
Yeah, Shane had some great images of you had a fairly eventful first half of the race, but you definitely started to come back through the field there. Was it really loose out there tonight, or what was going on?
Once I was hitting about lap 25 of the tires, the truck just wanted to give out. It felt like the rears were kicking in, and then the
Right.
truck would slide up. But we went through some pretty common cautions, I would say, where they were between each other, where it helped us. And then when we went that 50 laps, I was telling my teammates, we need this caution now, or this truck's gonna end up in the wall.
Well, Shane just put up your position by lap, and yeah, it's pretty interesting. Yeah, great effort here tonight. Shane, did you have anything else for Lister?
No, I just want to say congrats on the podium, and is there anybody else you want to thank for your run tonight?
I mainly want to thank JWR Motorsports. I wouldn't be racing or here in the podium without them. Ryan Elzey, Jonas Seawright. We unfortunately couldn't have David Colton join us. He was having some technical issues. And John Sellers, he races with us every now and then, but without them, the truck wouldn't be where it is. Premier Setups, they hook us up pretty good whenever we need them. And then pretty much GEC, y'all for hosting us.
Yeah, well, great job tonight. Thank you very much, man.
Thank you.
That was Lister, driver of the 73, coming home third. Looks like I don't see Moutre in the waiting room just yet, so we'll go ahead and talk to our race winner, Michael Boyd, getting his first win of the season and showing him how it's done. Michael, you got a copy?
Yeah, I do.
All right. I mean, I would say walk us through your night, but we know what it was. It was just leading pretty much the entire race, 136 of 150. I mean, just what were you thinking out there? Is it too good to be true? Are you just getting nervous, or you got a lucky rabbit foot or something in there helping you hold the lead?
Man, I don't even know what happened, honestly. I don't know how I managed to lead that many laps. Throughout the race, I wasn't too nervous. I was just focused on, trying to stay up front, stay consistent. When I was up there leading, I had like a 4 second gap, so I wasn't thinking too much. I was just thinking like, keep the car clean, keep the car clean. That's all I was telling myself. Then, we were closing in like maybe 50 laps to go, and I seen, they're starting to figure it out. I'm like, I'm not pulling them by like 3-4 seconds now. That I'm maybe pulling them 2 seconds a second, and then down towards the end, I had Henderson getting real close to me. He beat me out on pit road, and I was like, oh, I don't know what's gonna happen here now. And then he got that EOL, and I was like, that saved me. And then that other caution came out, and Boyer got EOL, so that really saved me. Those were like my main two, like trying to get away from those guys because I know how fast they are. But it's I've been trying to beat them all season, and I finally did. And now I'm coming for the championship. This is I've been searching for this win all season.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, man.
the 21 truck is one where you feel like you've already won until we check the stats, and we're like, how has he not been in victory lane? We see him at the front. You've been so consistent. I think you had 7 top 10s out of 8 races coming into this one, and here comes another one with the win on top. So congratulations.
Yeah, and it's going to really help me in points now because I came in this race 4th in points. So it's going to really help me out. I'm looking for a win next week at Texas too. So
Michael, the thing I was blown away at is how consistent you were out there tonight. You were one of the only trucks that kept a clean nose all night. And your lap times didn't deviate too much. I guess that's the nice thing about being out front and keeping the truck clean and not having to come back through the field, is that you can just concentrate on doing lap up after lap. When did you start to notice the fall off on your tires?
it was, 25 laps in, 30 laps
Yeah.
in. If I'm really pushing it, that's where it starts to fall off. But I mean, what I've realized since I've been racing the GEC, I've learned so much that if you just back up your corner, ease into it, you'll just be way faster than the guys around you. So that's why I did, and I was.
Yeah, great effort, especially on the exits. I noticed a lot of guys clipping the wall on the exit, especially the
Yeah.
exit of 4. I know when those tires had some laps on them, they're probably wanting to drift up into that wall.
Yeah, and I think the clean air also really helped me out. So
Yeah,
that's another factor that plays into it. So
yeah. Hey, great job here tonight. Anyone you want to thank for this great effort here tonight?
yeah, Burton's Automotive, Full Send Media, Dirty South, they always help me out on the track. My teammates showing up, this fast forward that they gave me, you guys up in the booth, my friends and family watching, and anyone looking for that, check out my code, Boyd21, all caps, and everyone on the track racing me clean tonight.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, man.
Yep.
That was Michael Boyd, driver of the 21, picking up the win tonight, his first of the season, cementing his great points run heading into the playoffs. Next up is going to be second place driver Ryan Moutre. Ryan, you got a copy?
Yes.
All right, well, you kind of snuck up there on the end as Henderson sent it in that turn 2 on the final lap, and you got second place, but a great run for you all night. A lot of hard battles out there. Just walk us through what it was like out there.
Yeah, it was definitely a low line, save your tire type of deal. It was kind of hard to get it to stick all the way to the paint, but you definitely could, and there was a lot of speed down there. And I had a really good long run car, but just couldn't really seem to get those long runs to see how I really would have turned out. So
Yeah, Ryan, you had to come back through the field, and you were right there in the middle of the pack a lot tonight. That's pretty hard work. I know that. I'm trying to think who was around you. I think it was Jamie Griffin and a few other guys. Talk to us about how hard that racing was there in the middle of the pack.
it was extremely hard. You really needed to set yourself up to get to the inside and not get yourself hung out on the outside, because if you get caught out there, then you're just sitting there trying to pass the guy on the left and you're burning up your stuff, and it's just really difficult. So trying to get single file and get to that bottom really pays off.
Yeah, the only person truly that kept it was able to keep their nose clean all night was Boyd. Henderson had a really good run there. Definitely tried all he could to get there on that last corner. Wasn't able to do it. So that was a good effort. Where did he have a little bit over you? Was he pushing it harder coming off the corner, or was it coming in? What was different
Was it
between you
Boyd
guys?
or Henderson?
Yeah, Henderson.
I think he had a really good kind of short run speed. He was kind of throwing it in there a little bit harder. I feel like over a long run, I could kind of wheel him in. the biggest one was, of course, Boyd. He was on fire tonight, and he was just never seen any trouble whatsoever. So
Yeah, he had a really good effort there
really
tonight.
good run.
Yeah, great job. Who do you want to thank here for this great effort here tonight?
Oh, just everybody back at ALR, and yep, that's it.
You guys have been on fire this year, the whole
Yeah.
team. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I've
been a
been on-
really great effort.
Yep, I've been surprising myself here lately, even too. So I'm glad to be up here and potential the playoff run, and you guys been killing it in the booth. So you guys always do a good job putting on a broadcast. So thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you. It's great to have you guys here. So
Thank you.
thank you, man.
All right, that was driver of the 44, Moutre. That's going to wrap up our driver interviews as we take a final look at the results here tonight. Henderson had the fastest lap, and he had it there on one of those closing runs. But it was Michael Boyd starting on the pole, leading 136 laps. It was all Boyd tonight here for the Andy DERR Foundation 150 for Kidney Cancer Research. Again, I want to remind you that if you want to make a real impact into cancer research, check out the AndyDERRFoundation.org and make a donation or participate in another way if you can. It was Boyd, Moutre, and Lister out there on the podium. I'm going to try something new. I'm going to see if I can actually pull in the points based on the outcome of the race. It's the first time we're trying this. We'll see if it comes up. It's still showing... I think it's still showing the pre-race.
Yeah, maybe it shows Griffin second at the moment.
Data, but I do believe it's Michael Boyd has moved into second place.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for going through this experiment with me. Trying out this new plugin that's supposed to pull the points directly from Sim Racing or Sim Racer Hub. We'll have to see if we can get that to refresh post-race. Either way, what a heck of a race, Lee. Any closing thoughts before we wrap this thing up?
Yeah, no, look, great effort by everyone that was out there tonight. I'm looking forward to seeing these guys race for the championship. I'm looking forward to Indy on Thursday night. I know quite a few people are, so we'll see you out on the track.
Yeah, I'll see you there too. So thanks for tuning in on the GEC Racing League YouTube channel for the Collateral Damage Sports Network Truck Series. We'll see you next week at Texas.
Sun's going down and the rain